What's up, Cardinal Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. 2021 Coach's Corner, the first one. Proud to be a part of Canfield football, obviously, again this season with Coach Pavlansky's Coach's Corners. You heard from Nicky Bowen, the senior lineman with Richie. Another great year for Canfield football, but shout out, Coach Pav, to the sponsor, Steve COCCA, opening up the place. The restaurant's phenomenal. They're a big supporter of your football program. Friday nights, I know, are big nights up here for him, for the fans that aren't at the stadium to watch the games on YSN. So a little shout out there, but it's good to see you again.
Great to be here with you, Steve, again. And obviously, Steve COCCA and his family. And it's great to be out here in some fresh air and things like that. And, spending after a long week of preparation, just relaxing. And I can't thank Steve enough for his hospitality and certainly the support of not just Canfield football, but all of Canfield athletics in the Canfield school system.
Yeah, shout out to COCCA'S. Great food. Come on out if you're here every week. We hope to do this for a little while with coach and the player, but we weren't used to the sun being out. We were over on the other side, and we had a little sun glare, so we had that. Let's jump in. Quinn and I were with you last year. You play a tough Chardon team who was phenomenal, win a state championship. Take us from there to now.
Well, I think we've had a great offseason. Certainly that one stung. That game got away from us because of Chardon being so good, and certainly we didn't compete at the level that possibly we wanted to compete at. Through the wintertime, great wintertime, our kids got better, got bigger, faster, stronger. And we took a peek at that tape and said, hey, it doesn't matter who we play. If we're going to turn the ball over 4 times and give up 250 yards rushing, we're not going to beat many teams. So we have to make sure going into the 2021 season, those mistakes are getting corrected.
Right. I want to ask you, a springboard, obviously, for the guys back to be in that atmosphere in that game, to get ready for this opener, which we'll get to. But these young kids, and Nick Bowen, I'm going to say it, we do player profiles. What a quality young man. He has the skills. He has the mindset. He had said that he learned from a great group of guys last year on the line, and he wants to be that guy because what impressed me, he said it, there's going to be a lot of guys that play the line at Canfield when I'm gone. Pretty impressive on his end.
Nick's one of the best we've ever had. He's just a great leader. Really good offense and defensive lineman for us. And, he needs to be a great leader for us tomorrow night because we've got 6 guys around him making their first start on the offensive line. And, it's going to be a struggle early on, but we're going to rely on Nick to stay positive in that huddle and, make sure those guys are playing the next play.
Yeah, we're with Coach Mike Pavlansky, Coach's Corner, sponsored by my boy Steve COCCA and COCCA'S Pizza here on a great night. Let's get into that. I said to you off air, same Canfield football team year in and out. Just some different names that people are going to hear. We'll get into that. But first question, obviously, Canfield, Poland, Pavlansky Field, Mike Pavlansky, Tom Pavlansky, who's a great one. Your family's phenomenal. I know all of you. It has to be a special time for both of you. Take away the football game. All the preliminary stuff to this point has to be special for your family.
Without a doubt, for our extended family and our immediate family, Steve, there's two things going on here. Number one, Tom and I are working like crazy to prepare our teams to play each other. When Canfield and Poland get together in anything, it's a big-time game. It's a big-time match. It's a big-time whatever you want to say. Parents will be there. Fans will be there. Student body is going to be there. Community is going to be there. That's one part of it. Okay. The other part that's going to be really special for Tom and I when the game's over with is that we're going to be able to take a big breath of sigh of relief and go see relatives that are flying in from all over the country that we haven't seen in a while. Right now as we're talking, they're together. My mom and brothers and sisters and cousins and relatives from, North Carolina and Florida and Arizona that are in for this game. They're enjoying each other right now. Tom and I get to do these. We'll join them tomorrow night about 10 o'clock. And, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Certainly. Yes. But, when Paul and Canfield get together on the football field, that's special enough.
Yeah, it's special. And I'm going to say this. I've known your family for a long time. There isn't a family that deserves this more than the Pavlansky family. I'm going to go to Dad a little bit. What would Dad be thinking night before game right here with both of his sons going at it?
Well, I think I would hope Dad would be proud.
Absolutely.
Of just the coaches that we are and the people that we are. And obviously that's a lot to do with him and certainly my mom. And, just you sit back and, It's been 43 years since he's gone, and how fast time goes.
Sure.
And if he was here with us, he would just tell us, hey, trust your system, trust your kids, trust your coaches. You're not going to do it by yourself.
Sure.
We never have and never will. And just enjoy the rivalry. That thing got started back in 1968 with a trophy at Canfield
Sure.
in Poland, and I've carried it on since. And it's a special evening again when those two teams play.
Well, I'm going to say on behalf of all of us at YSN, to your brother Tom and yourself, shout out to your dad. I know there'll be some special things when that ball goes up into the air.
Yeah.
Let's go into your staff. A couple changes, some new guys. Let's talk about the 2021 Canfield staff.
The new guys, Joe Ignazio came over from great pickup. Came over from Boardman High School, and I have always admired Joe, even when he was an assistant coach, and what a great teacher of the game he was, and the way he handled his teams when we played them and competed against them. Lives in Canfield, and just thought it was a natural fit. And obviously, we're thankful he said yes.
No question.
He's coaching our defensive line and doing a great job. And then new wide receiver coach is Jason Morrell. Jason helped out with our baseball team the last couple of years. And, looking to get into football, sat down, talk, hit it off, has the same philosophies that our program has. And I can't say enough about Jason and how he has really bonded with our young kids.
Yeah, those are two good additions to the staff that you had. Mm-hmm. Coach Hurdley does a great job with the defense. We'll get into Coach Hurdley in weeks to come. Yeah. Preparation-wise, we talked last year was COVID and fans and limited tickets. That's kind of gone away a little bit, but we have to be careful. I understand that. How exciting is it to be able to see for you, the Canfield community, get out? Because I go back to that last year in games where we talked, and that place would be packed with excitement. We talked last year about the band. It was different running onto the field. I'm expecting big things and big crowd tomorrow night.
Oh, without a doubt. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere in game one, let alone playing Poland. And I think our kids are really excited about taking the field tomorrow night and giving a good account of themselves.
Yeah, we're with Coach Pavlansky, Coach's Corner from COCCA'S Pizza in Canfield. Thanks, Steve Cocca and their staff here. Open up the place for Canfield football. They support us. We appreciate you on a great night. Richie is the play-by-play guy, and I love Richie Giuliano. He's a Canfield guy. He's one of my favorites. He will get into you with the football end of it. But again, from myself and Quinn and DJ, I appreciate the support that you give to all of us at YSN, taking your time each week to meet with us and do those things. And like I said, tomorrow's a special night. I thought this was special for you, for your football team, for your community, and obviously for the Pavlansky family. It's going to be a great night. So I wish you nothing but the best. We'll talk in a week to come, and I'll turn it over to Richie here.
Thanks, Steve.
We'll do our thing. I appreciate you.
Talk to you tomorrow night.
Quick little handoff there.
Yeah.
Getting into tomorrow night, you touched on a lot of new players, and there's going to be some growing pains in that first quarter. What's one thing you want to see from your team in that first quarter tomorrow night?
Again, just settling down as quickly as possible. We got a lot of new faces on the offensive defensive lines. It's going to be real important from a coaching staff perspective. We keep it as simple as possible, Richie, so our guys can, get their feet wet. And then after that, just compete on every play. Compete like crazy and have fun. Have fun with your buddies that you're going to create memories with, not just tomorrow night, but throughout this whole season. And, at the end of 48 minutes, just see what the score says.
Now you talk about creating great memories, and tomorrow night's going to be a special night because all the fans return. This is going to be the first time in over 2 years that we're going to see a full capacity crowd where it's going to go back to standing room only. How important is that, and what does that mean to your program tomorrow night?
Well, again, the support that the Canfield community has always given us, and the band and the cheerleaders has always been top notch. And but to be honest, what we tell our guys, like last year, hey, it doesn't matter who shows up. If you're a competitor and want to do well, okay, it doesn't matter if it's played in a parking lot. And tomorrow night, if this game's played in a parking lot with no fans, it's going to be a heck of a battle. There's no doubt about that. But certainly when you put the number of people in the stands that we're expecting to see, it certainly kicks it up a notch.
Now, it's been a long time since your program has faced the Poland program. The rivalry is back here in the Valley. What does that mean to both communities in Canfield and Poland?
Without that, I think it's special. I think it should be played every year, Richie. In every sport, in every season. And I've said this, that whichever school is saying no to a Poland Canfield contest, shame on them.
Last question for you before we wrap this thing up. I know you got a big night to prepare for tomorrow. Your team made it to the regional final last season. What do you think it will take to repeat last year?
Obviously, we got to improve a whole heck of a lot from where we are right now. And I think that's any time in the last, 4 years, 3 of our teams got to the regional finals. They improved every week. And if we're sitting around worrying about getting to the regional finals right now, we'll never get there. We need to improve every day in practice. We got to give ourselves an opportunity to win every Friday night. And, at the end of the year, we'll sit down and say, okay, where'd you go and how'd you do? You just don't wake up and you're in the regional finals.
Yeah.
It's a 3, 4, 5 months process of getting better every day in practice to get to the regional final.
Coach, we appreciate your time here tonight.
Right.
And once again, thank you to COCCA'S Pizza and their entire organization live here on our first Coach's Corner as well as Player Profile. Tune in tomorrow on the network at 7 o'clock. Canfield pulling. The rivalry is restored. The Battle of 224.